Welcome to Infiniti Strings. In this series, we'll be taking a closer look at our quality assurance process. Every instrument is inspected and set up carefully by our luthier who has over 30 years of violin making experience. Today, Jeffrey will be measuring, shaping, and installing the pegs on a violin. First, he must assess the pegs to determine the shaping and sizing they will need for a correct fit. Not only the pegs themselves, but the peg box holes must be cut and crafted to the perfect size. Jeff does this using a Reamer tool, which is basically a circular file. This tool is used to correctly set the box hole ratio. Now, Jeffrey begins shaving the pegs using the peg reel shaver and his custom hand crank. Jeff checks the peg length measurement to make sure it is at our exact standard. Using a pencil, Jeff marks where to cut the pegs after they have been carefully shaped. Now it's time to cut the pegs. Using a handsaw and a firm grip, Jeff sets an indent for the cut. Ebony wood is strong, but this saw is sharp and the pegs cut quite easily. He has an interesting way of determining how to shape the pegs. Rotating the peg against the peg box hole creates heat. He then checks the temperature against his upper lip. This gives him more information rather than just relying on vision. Filing is the first step in finishing the fresh cut pegs. Jeff is extremely precise as he has been doing this for many years. And of course, he's always referencing with the peg box during the process. He repeats the filing process for all 4 pegs. The next step in peg finishing is hand sanding. He starts out with a heavier grit paper, rotating the peg to evenly shape the contour of the peg end. Always checking as he goes. Now he switches to a finer grit sandpaper. You can see that the pegs are beginning to get very smooth. Jeff then rubs the sanded edge along a polish cloth. Now they are extremely smooth. Now it's time to set and drill the peg string holes. Jeff does this by eye using a pencil. After installing the correct bit for this size of instrument, he holds the peg down firmly and drills where he set the mark. It is so important to file the peg string hole to allow the string to set perfectly without sharpness or resistance. The reason for filing the edge of the string hole is simple but very important. When leaving the edge sharp, the string is bent and under a lot of tension. This can cause the string to stick. After filing, the string is under much less tension. This allows the string to wrap around the peg much better and smoother. Jeff uses this tool to round out and adjust the contour of the peg box hole for a clean finish. Additionally, he uses pencil lead to lubricate the string hole. Just one more check before applying the peg dope. Very close. Jeff applies peg dope to the 2 spots that will be twisting against the peg box hole. A perfect fit and a satisfying finish. Finally, Jeff coats the string in special polish and applies one last smooth coat. One last measurement check. This instrument now has its pegs correctly shaped, sized, and installed and is ready for the next step in our quality assurance process. A peg might seem like a small component of the violin, but if incorrectly set up, your instrument simply won't tune properly. Thanks for watching, and for more information, you can visit infinitystrings.com.